Hello and welcome to the Ticking All the Boxes preview of the 2012 Sporting Bet WS Cox Plate. Australia's Premier Weight for Age race.
Yep.
Run at Moonee Valley on Saturday. Nick Ashman, welcome back.
Yes.
This is our first take, so at this stage we're not going insane.
No, not yet anyway.
Yeah. How's your week been?
Busy.
Yeah.
Good night out on Sunday night. You had one on Saturday?
Had a couple of drinks, yeah. But it's been pretty busy.
It's been very busy. Just watched the Geelong Cup.
It's Wednesday afternoon, we're recording this one, so
Yep.
yeah, we just watched the Geelong Cup. Nicky Boy left it in, he backed one of the...
Took the 650 on Brigantin on Sunday, and
massive overs.
that's the rule of overs, yep. But anyway.
Alright, I didn't take part, but anyway, that's not very exciting. Alright, the Cox Plate. We've got 14 runners, it's all happening.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at our prices if they come up, courtesy of Sportsbet, who do our prices on ticking all the boxes. And we'll go from the top. Shootout is $21. He's firm since the barrier draw from 26. Sincero's 26. Glass Harmonium 51. He's firm from 67. Green Moon 550 into 5. Rekindled Interest 21. Linton 67. 41 Happy Trails. Ethiopia 26. Ocean Park 550 to 6. More Joyous. She's been 10 into 9, out to 10 into 9.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't got to $11. Anyway, Southern Speed 41 to 34. They might scratch it this week because it's drawn a bad barrier. That's why I scratched it last week.
It's drawn the same barrier as it did last week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got less chance. Piero 370 to 380. All Too Hard 10 and Poissy 850 out to 9.
What do you think, mate? Pace of the race will be determined largely by Glass Harmonium, I would have thought. If he jumps clearly, he could lead this lot.
Glass Harmonium holds the key to the pace.
Yep.
He has a terrible habit of missing the start.
He missed a start last year in this race, didn't he?
He did. He's drawn inside, which I wouldn't think's great because they're inside. They split them up into groups of 7. So he's going to be the second group of horses going in. Like they'll load up 1 and 8.
Yep.
2 and 9, you know.
Yep.
So it'll be in the second group of horses, so there's 5 groups behind him. The less time, the better for those sort of horses in the barriers, as a rule. If he jumps away, he holds the fence and he's right there on the speed. If he doesn't, Gaze 3 probably all roll forward and probably able to dictate because, you know, there aren't horses here. I look at Shootout, I look at Sincero, I look at Green Moon, I look at Rekindled Interest, Linton, Happy Trails, Ethiopia, Ocean Park, Southern Speed, and All Too Hard. They're not horses who are going to take them on.
No, you wouldn't think so. I think Bossy will go forward on Ocean Park initially and try and drop in somewhere. I don't think he's going to sort of hold up from barrier 9.
Well, he'll probably use him and then wait for Gaze to come across in front of him.
That's it, and should just try and drag him behind them somehow.
But the key to how easy that's going to be is Glass Harmonium.
Of course, exactly, and that's what we're saying. He's the key to the race. If he jumps...
I'll be honest, I found this race absolutely impossible.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
There's nothing in this race that says to me, tick, 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 tick. There's question marks over all of them. Shootout for me, he's had 4 or 5 goes at 2,000 metres at sort of this level, he's yet to win.
Yeah.
You know, so people are pushing him today, but he's not a genuine 2,000 metre horse. Sincero, I don't think he runs a trip. Glass Harmonium, well, you're going to know how you're going there after 2 strides. Green Moon, plenty of people want to tip Green Moon. He's second favourite.
Yeah.
He's 3 wins in Australia have come at set weights and penalties.
Yep.
And a handicap. He's yet to win at weight for age. His last win in the Turnbull, everyone's raving about it. Well, he carried 55.5, got weight off everything. And as we were talking about earlier this start today, it's hardly proved a good form race. December draw got lapped. Seville, we don't know.
Well, December draw didn't stay.
No, but there's nothing come out of it.
No. You couldn't charge into it. Viola ran fourth and...
It's run last in the Caulfield Cup.
Yeah.
Rekindled interest. For me, he's below what he was last preparation.
Yeah.
Well below. He does go better at Moonee Valley, but he's still racing below. Linton was playing in the Turnbull, but prior to that, he was okay in the Dardo. Barrier 14, but kills me with him. Happy Trails, I don't think is good enough to be winning it. Ethiopia has never struck me as a weight for age horse.
Probably not, no, and you'd think he'd want more than 2,000 to show his best even at that level.
You know, and Moonee Valley's probably not his track.
No, you wouldn't have thought so, but it's funny, you know, how often do you say that the tight turning tracks on back markers, but some of them just get round it.
Yeah, he's never struck me as a weight for age business horse.
No, I agree with you. I totally agree.
Ocean Park, he's got a few ticks.
He's the one that I kept coming back to when I was doing that form today, as I was telling you, just only because, you know, he's had that slowly run race into this one, his grand final, which I love. He's fourth up 2,000 metres, I love that as well. G-Boss, barrier 9, slight concern, but he's got that turn of foot to offset that, to get himself into the right spot and to put himself into the race at the right time.
His last two starts, he's won at Group 1 weight for age level, so he gets ticks, but where's he going to burn the run from barrier 9's my worry.
And we just sort of bagged Viola who he beat in the Underwood December draw, so he's got similar form lines to Green Moon.
But then he's got different ones last time too, so does that mean that they're going to hold up?
Well, he could, or maybe...
Like, does Green Moon's hold up, is what I was trying to say.
That's what makes it so hard. You can't tell. You just don't know how this is going to hold up against the likes of More Joyous.
More Joyous, let's look at her, you know, like... I don't even bother looking at that run 2 years ago when assessing her. Yes, she won in the autumn over 2,000 metres.
I do. I thought her run 2 years ago was full of merit, and if so you think was in this field, I reckon he'd be even money.
Well, he'd be odds on.
It'd be odds on, yeah.
But I'm not convinced she's going as good this spring as what she was in the autumn. You know,
maybe not. Yeah.
She took forever to beat Miss Marks. Yes, she beat Sky Roche convincingly, but was it that convincing that, you know, you'd be tipping her in a Cox plate? And then I know she only got beaten 3.3. I wouldn't hang her for a 2-rack run.
No, especially because she had 2 soft runs in Sydney first, and she had to go out to the mile and carry 60 kilos. So you expected her to probably give condition there in the last 100 metres or so.
Southern Speed.
No, I wouldn't back her.
I can't back her.
Piero. Well, if he's right, he wins.
If he brings up his A game, he wins the race.
Yeah.
But how are you going to know? You're not going to know until after this on Saturday as to whether or not which appears on pay, which appeared to my eye to be an absolute gut buster.
Right, it was a gut
whether
buster.
it's hurting. Yeah. You know, somebody brought up a point about the Lonhros. You know, he's produced so many good horses already, Lonhro. He's been a champion stallion. He's had one stakes winner at 2,000 metres.
Yep.
So you've got some people saying, well, this horse's damn side's all staying, but then his side says it's not. So, who knows? All too hard. Brilliant in the Guineas.
Yeah. Didn't have the gut buster either that Piero had.
Gives the indication that he's going to run 2,000 metres, but
yeah,
all his family doesn't say he will.
Same with Price here as well. But he's the one out of Gay's horses that's gone ahead the most in Melbourne. Out of hers horses, he's the one that's gone ahead the most. And that might be the key.
Look, he got beaten by potentially a superstar there last start, and it's a done deal. He's a chance.
And before that, he was toweling up, you know, moderate opposition, even though if you go 2 starts back, Norzita, who's come out and been a Group 1 winner, albeit.
Against the Phillies.
Yeah.
What do you, all right.
All right, let's have a crack. Can we just go back to the barrier on More Joyous? I know it's been had a bit of talk about, but it's possible. I've kept on going over this race, and it mightn't actually be that bad a move. At first I was thinking, what is going on here? But when you look at it, if they do sort of, if that Glass Harmonium misses the start, then all of a sudden Nash can just sit on the outside, truck around that first bend. It doesn't matter if they're wide in the first bend because they roll down the hill. And you can just come across at his leisure. And he might be in a great position. He might be like Pricey, he might kick up and go underneath him, just sits on his outside. So if Pricey doesn't get the 2,000 metres, he'll drop back coming around that bend, you know, the final bend, and More Joyous can just click up as she likes while the others are making their run wide. I don't know though. I'm really stuck, mate. I've kept on coming back to Ocean Park for the reasons I said before, but then I just know if Piero is right, he will win the race. If he is right, he will win the race. I don't know what to say. I'm finding it really hard.
I'm just at a complete loss. I'm a bit like you. I won't put any of mine on Piero.
Yeah.
But I'll ignore the so-called Lonro stats and say this is the best racehorse that is in this race, and if he is right, he will win it.
Well, he's the best Lonro, isn't he?
We're not going to know until after this race whether he is right, whether that Guineas run completely hurt him. So from that perspective, I can't back him. More Joyous at $9, I probably can't back her. You know, a bit more maybe. I don't think she's out of it. I think she's got a hope, but as I said, I've got my doubts there as to whether she's going as good as she was in the autumn. I don't believe she is. I've actually, it's purely odds based, but I've had something each way, Glass Harmonium, because if he does get away from the barriers, I think he is a genuine weight for age Group 1 horse. He's won a McKinnon Stakes. He's had 2 third-up runs in Australia. He won an Eagle Farm Cup over 2200 when he beat Shootout convincingly last year. He then ran second in his other third-up run behind December Draw in a Turnbull, which was set weights penalties, but he gave weight, I think, or he carried the same weight. I'm pretty sure he gave weight to
December Draw, yeah.
Yeah, and he only got beaten that far. I think they're good yardsticks if he brings his A game. I thought his first up run was really good. Then he was playing second up, but he missed the start and just gave himself none. The earmuffs come off. I thought he worked all right at Flemington on Tuesday.
Yep.
And I just think if he gets away, he's a forgotten horse in what is a race where there's negatives about all of them. So $51.
I know, yeah.
You have something small each way him and just sit back and enjoy the race.
You know what I think one of the issues is this year is that most Cox Plate, when you go into it with the Underwood and the Turnbull and so forth, you've got proven weight for age gallopers coming through those races that you can line up with form. Whereas, as we said before, the likes of Wila Ichi and December Draw and, you know, probably, I'm not going to bag Alco Pop, but some of these other horses that we've gone through in the form with Green Moon and that, they're not the genuine Group 1 weight for age 2,000 metre horses that we're used to seeing.
Well, I'm just not sure. In most years, I feel like I can identify the strong lines. I'm not convinced that they are this year. Look, I agree with what you're saying with... I'm not saying Green Moon can't win it, but I can't back him at $5 with set weight penalties form lines and no weight for age winning form.
I think the thing with him, though, is he's going to be one off the fence, you know, one out, one back, two back.
He's pretty bomb-proof, isn't he? That's the thing.
Well, like I said to you this morning, you could do worse things. It's so boring, and I don't really want to do it, but you could do worse things and back him each way if you can get $5. $5, $2 a place, because he'll get out and roll from the 800 metres. He's not going to sit back, Craig Williams, and let these horses sprint over the top of him. And if he does that, he'll sap the sprint out of any horse's query over the 2,000 metres. And I reckon there's a handful of them in here that are.
I think Ocean Park's the one horse.
Yeah.
His form's pretty flawless.
It is.
But where's he getting the run? I'm just not sure about him. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
I won't say Pricey can't win it. I don't think he runs 2,000. No, I don't think he'll run 2,000 on a Cox Plate. But I'm not saying he can't. All Too Hard. I'm not saying he can't either, but I think it'll be unlikely. I just sense he's going to be one of those horses that will sprint hard over a mile and you think, geez, he'll run 2,000, but when you get to 2,000, it doesn't happen.
It's the greatest myth in racing, just about, isn't it?
Well,
not the horse.
Different horses.
Not the horse, that theory, you know?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Too hard for me. It's just, look, I'm really looking forward to it, but it's just really hard and I can't charge into anything all guns blazing. So I'm just going to have something small, Glass Harmonium.
Yeah.
Piero charged to the front, I'll be cheering as loud as anyone because I'd really like to see the horse win it. I'd love to see him bounce back because I thought his run in the Guineas was just phenomenal.
Oh, it was the best beaten run you've ever seen, I would have thought, just about.
Up there with Moonee from the previous year. Moonee
it was a very good run. Yeah, they were both very, very good. And look what happened to those two horses after that Guineas. Moonee won I won't say a bull something vase, but he went on and won a very low vase and Helmut Neville won another race. So. Yeah. Anyway. Mate, look, I'm stuck. I'll probably have something on Piero. I know it sounds awful, but he's out at 440. I just don't want to bet against him, but I could have each.
Why does it sound awful? If you like it, back it.
Well, I just think he's the best horse in the race, and more often than not in Cox Plates, the best horse wins.
If they didn't have the guts ripped out of them at their previous start.
And that's the problem.
That's the query.
Look, I'll be honest, for me on the day, and I don't like admitting to this, I'll be sitting there watching the Betfair flux, because if he gets laid out on Betfair, I won't be backing him, but if he remains steady or even firms a bit, he'll be the one I'll be jumping on.
Yeah. Good for you.
All right.
All right. That's our look at the Cox Plate 2012. So enjoy the day and go wide in the quaddie, but hope you back the winner.